Baby steps?
It means setting small, reasonable goals for yourself, one day at a time. One tiny step at a time.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Oh boy. Baby steps.
Hello, my name is Jay, and for this episode, I don't really know what to talk about. I had a week to think of something, and I am sort of regretting giving myself the task of doing one of these episodes every week in December until the end of the year. But now I'm at a point where it's like I think I kind of not really said everything that I wanted to say. Like, I mean, there's still some things I'm avoiding, and I don't even know if I'm ever going to get to them. In fact, that's what I originally had planned for today's episode, was to talk about something very icky and very uncomfortable, but very necessary to just talking about my anxiety and exploring that. But as I was going through all my notes, I'm like, this is really odd words and sentences and stuff that I kind of put together that just sounds not great to talk about on a podcast. So I might need to spruce that up a little bit for next week if I do actually end up doing that episode and talking about what I wanted to talk about this episode. But now I kind of just don't know what to talk about. So didn't even have a backup plan. And there's not really much that happened this past week, so... you know what? Okay, that is true. It's not entirely true, though. There is something that did happen. I got sick, which wasn't fun, and I'm still kind of recovering a little bit. Like, it's gonna come up every once in a while I'm recording. Like, my voice is just going to deflate, and a word or a syllable or something is just gonna just disappear. Like, that's gonna happen, because that's been happening. We'll see how many times it happens. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit about the sickness, and then I'll kind of maybe steer into another topic. I don't know. I'm just kind of making stuff up right now. But yeah, got sick over the weekend. Didn't really have anything too bad going on with me. Like, no fever, no chills, no coughs, no sneezing. Throat was killing me, hurt to swallow. After a couple of days, my ear started killing me. And every time I would swallow, I would get this really awful pain in my ear that would just drip down into my throat. And it made it just unbearable to eat or drink anything. Like, even if I was drinking something very cold or very hot, it still hurt like heck. And like, not cough drops, throat lozenges, whatever they're called, the Halls, little things that you put in your throat that don't really heal them, it just kind of numbs things. Those weren't helping really much at all. So I'm just in pain. And I'm in so much pain that I just can't go to sleep one night. So I just go to the hospital. I have them take a look at me. I tell them what's going on with me. After 3 hours, eventually what happened was or not eventually what happened, but within those 3 hours is what I mean to say. What was going on is, not only was my left ear just full of wax, but it seemed like there was also like an ear infection going on there. Like, like, the outside of my ear did not hurt at all. It was basically just one part of my ear, and I'm not gonna look it up, but I did look it up earlier to see what it was called. I already forgot. But it's basically every time that I swallow, this part that's kind of like behind my ear or behind my ear canal, but it's right there where my ear is. It's like this really sharp, poking feel. And I don't know how to describe it that well, but it was extremely painful. And even when they were like, I had a lot of wax build up in there. That was the first thing that they were taking care of, was all the wax in there. Took them a lot of attempts to get as much as they could out of there, but they just said there's a lot of wax in there. It's very thick. It's hard to get it all out. My ear was a little bit swollen as well. On one of the times that they were flushing out my ear, because they did a couple of rounds of flushing out my ear, they would do it once, give me a little bit of break, and come back. During one of the rounds, I was getting really dizzy. Room was spinning. I needed to just stop. It was starting to feel really weird. I was starting to get a little nauseous. And for like an hour, I was just sitting there drinking water until they finally just came back around and just said, like, okay, we're gonna give you this medication for you to take, this antibiotic. We're gonna prescribe this for you, and you're gonna be taking it for the next week or so. And so that's kind of been the rest of my week, was just taking that antibiotic and not really doing anything else. And let me tell you, the first like 2 days after the hospital, ears still hurt like heck. Like it didn't feel any better. Like it may be slightly better because at least I was able to go to sleep that night, but oh god, it was rough. It was really rough. But now I'm at a point where swallowing doesn't hurt me at all. The antibiotic is working like a charm. The only thing that's really bothering me still is just a little bit of fogginess in my throat. I get, when I talk, there's a little bit of deflation there in some of the words and syllables I say, but other than that, I feel pretty good. I feel okay. And now I need something else to talk about. Wow, I'm already at 7 minutes. That is crazy. Heck, I think my shortest episode was like 5 minutes. I could just end it here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Let me. Oh, I can talk about this. I had my last session meeting appointment. There we go. I had my last appointment with my life coach. That is now over and done with for the year. I just wanted a life coach for a year, just to try it out, just to see how it'd work out for me. The overall report, I really don't know what word I wanted to use there, and I just landed on report somehow. I'll stick with it. The overall report on this year-long trial, I'll stick with it. I'll stick with it. I'm going to stick with my words. I'm going to stick with trial. This year-long trial. The overall report on it is I probably didn't need to do it for a whole year. And there were a couple of times where I had outs. I paid for a second round of appointments. That was on me. And then there was even like a halfway point in between those second where it seemed like I could just get a refund, get my money back because of just different clients being shuffled around, different times, like the life coach having like a different scheduling and him offering some of his clients refunds. And I'm like, do I take the refund or do I stick it out for the next couple? I don't know. I stuck it out. I probably didn't have to, but at the same time, something that at least is good about having a life coach, which is something that was really good about when I had having a therapist. What? What did I just say there? Something that was really good about having a therapist. Wait, okay, let me rewind. Let me just reel all this back real quick. Okay. Something that was good about having a life coach, that was also good about having a therapist when I had a therapist, that's what I meant to say, was just being able to talk. Just talk to somebody, anybody that is outside of this very small bubble that I live in. It's nice. It's only for like an hour, and it's, I can be awkward sometimes, but also I can tell that I perk up maybe a little too much in certain instances where I'm just talking incredibly fast because I just either have a lot on my mind or, it's a mix of like nerves and excitement. This is something that I've looked forward to. And now I'm just kind of unloading. But yeah, talks are always nice. Really cool guy. Really, really enjoyed the conversations that I had with him. Really appreciated all the advice that he gave me, all the guidance that he gave me, all the support that he gave me. It's really just kind of, and this is something that I learned ever since like the first couple of appointments that I had with him, is a lot of the stuff that I need to do, that I gotta do, it's not up to him. It's all up to me. I have to make the choice to do the things that I want to do or that I think I want to do. Nope, the things that I want to do. They are things I want to do. They're also things I need to do, but they should also be things I want to do. They're things I need and I want to do. Yes. I'm going to stick with that. So that chapter's closed. No more life coach. And it made me realize that there is not a lot of time left in the year. There's like 2 weeks. Hey, there we go. I said 2 weeks. That was something I noticed a lot when I listened back to these episodes. I used to say 2 weeks a lot because I would do these episodes every 2 weeks. And I always said it the same way every episode, and it always got on my nerves. And then I think for a while I was trying really hard not to say 2 weeks in certain episodes, but whatever. I said 2 weeks. That's fine. Who cares? Fortnight. Maybe I should say fortnight. No, I'm not gonna say that. I already said that in another episode when I was talking about Kill Bill. Ooh, that was weird. Okay. I've kind of run out of things to say already, and I'm running at like 12 minutes right now, so I could just stop it if I want, or get into those really icky notes that I had. I probably shouldn't. I should probably go through them, clean them up, really get my thoughts all sorted out. Then I could talk about that next episode. But until then, ooh, that was smooth. I don't know. I don't know that. I should have just stuck with it. I ruined it. It was actually a good transition, and then I just ruined it. I can end the episode here. Really, I'm just. This is what happens sometimes. I ramble because I don't know how to end the episode. Because maybe I think something else will pop into my head. Maybe I'll have more things to talk about. It's okay if I don't. I talked about a couple of things this episode. I can end it if I want. And if I really, 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 really want to, I can record another episode. I don't even have to wait until Thursday. I can just upload it whenever I feel like it. I can upload it that if I decide. Okay, I'm kind of setting myself up for failure here, but if I decide on the weekend to just do an episode, just record it, I can just upload it that same day as well. Why not? Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody listens. That's not true. Some people listen. I think. It honestly really doesn't matter. Anyway, this is just gonna be the way I wrap up this episode, I think. So I'm just gonna say the stuff that I say at the end of all these episodes. Once again, my name is Jay. Thank you to anybody and everybody that found this podcast, found this episode, gave it a listen, made it all the way to the end. I don't know why you made it all the way to the end, but I'm glad you did. That's really cool. And I really hope I actually have something that I'm comfortable talking about next week so that I don't do this little switcheroo that I just did right now where it's like, I know what I'm going to talk about. Oh, wait a minute. Probably shouldn't talk about that. So now I don't know what to talk about. But whatever. I'll really this time I will go through all my notes, really think about what I want to say and how I want to say it next week, and it should come out hopefully not bad. Hopefully not weird. Even though it's gonna be weird to talk about. I don't even know why I keep teasing this. I've been teasing about this thing that I want to talk about that is like too icky to talk about, and now it's like I've in this weird spot where I have to talk about it, even though I haven't said what it is. So I could just, I don't know, I could talk about whatever the heck I want to next week and just say this is what I meant. This is what I was talking about the whole time. I really am just kind of setting myself up for failure here. Oh boy, but that's okay. I am going to, and I got to be serious about this because the year's almost over. I got to be serious about this kind of stuff. I really got to get my notes sorted out. I really got to think about what I'm going to say next week because I put myself in that box. I painted myself in that corner where I said I'm going to do an episode every week in December. I have one planned for the very last day of the year, but what am I going to do next week? Next week is Christmas. What am I going to do? Do I even want to do one on Christmas? I don't know. Falls on a Thursday. I guess. I said I was going to, so I'm going to. Do I just talk about Christmas? Christmas memories? I don't know. We'll see. I'll make a plan, because I did not make a plan this episode. I will make a plan for next episode. Alright? And I already said everything that I usually say in my sign-off, except for one thing. And I'm going to say it right now. Bye for now.